So when you load into Haven, go check out all the vendors, make sure to talk to all the tutors to learn all the skills that you can learn for free. Check out some of the others, and the most important thing is to go to the library and buy some books. Read something. It levels up your skills passively, and you're going to want to do that like right when you load in. Mortal Online 2 strongly recommends new players finish all tutorials, level their skills, acquire wealth, and gain basic understanding of the game prior to leaving Haven. Upon leaving Haven, you can bring 6 items and everything you have equipped to Mirland. Don't be afraid to spend plenty of time here until you are ready to take on the vast, dangerous continent of Mirland. Once you leave Haven and arrive on Mirland, you will not be able to return. While on Mirland and outside the safety of guarded towns, players will be able to attack and take your possessions. So yeah, use that compass above where those arrows are pointing to figure out where the quests are and just complete those real quick. You can also check on the map and use the map to see if you've completed every single one. So this is the fishing village. To the left is the Haven statue, and to the right is the Merlin statue, Merlin, however it's pronounced. So when you go through here, items which are equipped, bounded, or added to these slots below will be brought with you to Merlin. You will not be able to access other items from Haven, meaning your bank inventory and all the items in your inventory you don't bring with you will disappear. I chose to bring just some random stuff with me, but it would probably be smart to bring some gold with you, or depending on where you're going, certain foods sell for a lot in places that don't have food, or certain items, if you craft your own weapons, that might be a smart thing to bring with you. Or just bring some gold, just bring 3 gold. So if you're trying to find out how to make some money real quick to get some books or some weapons or something, it takes a minute to a minute and a half to cut down some zombies with a sword. And get some good money from that, and go back to that lady back there and sell her the carcasses that you butcher and the heads that you collect. I think they're like 10 silver each for a head. Also levels up some cool skills.
Let me show you.
If you don't have a weapon yet, you can obviously get it from here, but even if you need to go in with your fists, you can still do alright, because it levels up your brawling pretty quickly. Also helps with a couple other things like defensive stance and I think attack stance or something like that. Aggressive stance. Taming is because I have a pig on me. You just walk up to animals to tame them. It's pretty simple. So this is the boss, the general. When you cut him down, his head is worth like 50 silver. He drops some pretty good stuff too. Yeah, 1 gold. It's pretty good. This is the center of town where you can collect some water real quick, and some gardens that you can collect if you want to do some cooking in the future. Some flowers, and also the Haven statue inside. This is how you invite your friends. You just type in the Haven code, whichever your friends is you want to join. Both the locations on the map. And right here is one of the decayed corpses that you can find that has some armor on it. Sometimes that one specifically has a red cape on it. Then another dead body you can find. This one actually has some pretty decent armor on it if you want to just get the best armor you can find there for free. So the Crusher. This thing's important. As you collect Granum, the pile will go down and down and down, so you kind of want to start a little bit away from the Crusher. That way when it finally starts to deplete all the way, you can your weight is going to build up carrying this rock. So as you go down, you'll be able to collect from other rocks, and it'll slow your character down a little bit, which is why I fast forward everything here. But you'll see in just a second, your durability will also go down if you just waste away on these 8 rocks per hit. Every single hit is 1 durability, so you don't really want to mess this up. Yeah, it slows down your speed a little bit. So I usually start up pretty high and then move down to the other rocks. But once you start hitting another rock, you'll start getting the maximum yield again. After you get a stack, you just toss them in that crusher back there. And don't forget to read the book on blood ore before doing all this. Alright, collecting wood. So first thing you want to do is clear your inventory and get some silver, then go to the equipment vendor and buy some axes. Right outside the southeast exit, there's a few different trees. You got dapplewood trees, which you can learn dapplewood lore. You have whitewood trees, where you can learn whitewood lore, and graywood trees, where you can learn graywood lore. I'm gonna get 1,000 of this real quick and show you what you can do with some wood. Alright, so I just collected 1,000 wood. Now I'm heading back to the crafting area in the center of town. There's all these different crafting stations. I'm going to craft some bows for now. So crafting is interesting. There's so many different variations of kind of bows you can make, but right now I'm just using one material. If you hold this button down, you got to make sure to hold it down all the way, and you can make one bow at a time. But if you just hold it down, it'll just keep loading in bows for you, so it's a pretty quick way to just get it done. Fast forward through this. Alright, so a cool little trick. A lot of people like to drop their stuff like this. It can kind of take a while if you're crafting all the time. So if you just type in /drop loot, you actually drop everything that you're holding onto into a little bag. And you can, if you have your equipment on you still, you can pick that up real quick, but probably suggest dropping that in the bank beforehand. Cooking. So you put in a cooking appliance, and then you put in some ingredients. All of your dishes are going to be horrible at first, and eventually you'll unlock a second ingredient, and then your dishes are still going to be horrible. There's a couple of special combinations you can use with plants around here to make different things, but for the most part, till you level up, all your dishes are going to be garbage. This video is intended to just give you a head start on some things. You can still go explore the camp, the fishing village, the dungeons, the ruins, and most of the map. There's a lot in Haven to explore. There's also alchemy and herbology and plenty of other things to check out.
On the game?
Oh yeah, we're new.
Well, I would say you good luck. Try to join a guild and be ready to die.